Hello and welcome back. This is episode 1 of Pillars of Eternity. I am just finishing off from, creating my character with my attributes and appearance and culture and background and race and whatever, So let us finish. And here we are. Some frame drops. So, I have noticed in the recording for the past episode that there were some frame drops, like right now, so I will try to find a way to fix that in the settings. If I can, I'll edit it out. It shouldn't be too bad. Anyways, Caravan Master Odema. The Caravan Master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jaws quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you are planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods toward a looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the caravan master turns towards you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards, unless you don't drink water, course, which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
He nods in your direction. Sparfell nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulder. So Adamo was looking over his shoulder as assistant, a lanky, intense man named Sparfell, who carries an old sun-bleached bow. And, where would I find these berries?
They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
These frame drops, I'm sorry, guys.
Nothing you won't see
ones?
on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn, so I hear.
He adds with a wink. Character's attributes, skills, class, race, culture, and sex may all open up options for you in dialogue. And these options are not necessarily superior to other responses, but give you a wider variety of choices to select from. Yes. So I asked, what are those ruins, and who did build the ruins?
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
Is it dangerous out here?
Not if you hurry about your business. And not if the weather holds up.
There's concern in his tone, but he does not elaborate. What kind of weather do they get out here?
This time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a Biwak, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never care to.
What are the huge rocks coming out of the ground?
They don't got Audra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
I'll go see about those berries then.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
He scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's nights sleeping on uneven ground without blanket or pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time. She needs to find some spring berries. Watch that she doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her, you're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything.
Odema chuckles and shakes his head. He looks at you, says the first line. He casts a sidelong glance at her, and says the second line.
Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Biwak, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
Okay, welcome to Pillars of Eternity, and
Let's get
that
going
was
before you
another
keel
frame
over.
drop. I did not have these frame drops before, I think. So... Party always consists and has a max of 6. Yes, select. To move characters, yep. When multiple party members, yep. Okay, I hope this fixes it. Anyways, I'm gonna hold tab, and we see here that there's quite a bit of stuff. And the tall glass green pillars appear as if they have sprouted from the earth. The flickering fire sets in the shadows dancing within. And that's locked. And then there's that. Hello, Hayden. And we take it all. And then over here. Firewood clothing and lockpick. Oh, yes, okay. So we have a ring here, called Gaiwun's Pledge. This item grants the ability to shield the wearer from the myriad of perils that plague the world of Aora. An aspect of the gods Eothas, Gaiwun represents the harvest of old age, symbolized here by the many interlocking sickles that form the ring. As Gaiwun helps protect the dignity of old age, so too do his followers pledge to prevent young lives from being harvested before their time. Just gonna equip that for now. And then, giant miniature space piglet. This tiny Titanic pig has an otherworldly appearance that seems to be at odds with its endearing behavior. It follows you dutifully and requires nothing in return, save companionship. Yes. A space piglet that is not an oxymoron in any way, shape, or form. Just gonna put it there for now.
I'm on it.
Anyone need supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
Drops. Still having frame drops. That might help. Sorry if it's not gonna be the highest, but I want you to have buttery smooth. Yeah. Hello, Hyoden. Or Hyoden. You see a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered with uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
Let's see what you've got. Or who are you? And at Burgle, let's say who are you?
I'm a trader, originally from the Adir Empire. but I've been trying to establish new business out here. Life on the road has brought some unexpected challenges, to be sure. And I'm sure you've noticed how prickly the locals can be. But we're here to make the most of things, right?
Still getting those frame drops. Might as well try. With an outlook like that, I'm sure you'll do well. If you think caravanners are prickly, watch out for those X-wielders Odema mentioned. Odema? How incredibly naive. I'm surprised you've lasted this long. Let's go with clever. You now have one rank in disposition. Basically, it's like reputation. That's excellent advice indeed.
Something else you need? Looks like we're settled for the night.
Tell me about the Adir Empire.
It's not as big as it used to be, but it's still big. The mainland is a continent northwest of here, but the colonies used to include Raed Saris and the Deerwood. About 150 years ago, Deerwood won its independence from the Empire, a fact our companions are quick to remind me of.
He gives you a lopsided grin and nods at the other scattered caravanners. Why'd he move all the way out here?
Because it seemed friendlier than Raed Saris? My brothers took over the family mercantile business a few years ago, and there wasn't enough for me to do back home. I moved out to try and expand.
He shrugs. Deerwood is a former Adir colony, so it seemed like a good place to start, and as much as I admire the Red Sarens' work, they've always struck me as a little fanatical. Sounds reasonable enough. It's high-minded of you, and diplomatic is not good for my character. Seems like you got the short end of the stick. I don't see it that way. Yoden begins restocking the crates in his wagon. My brothers and I are all working together for the sake of the family enterprise. Let's see what you've got. And stores allow you to basically trade for copper pieces, which is that currency. And I already know that. And I want that. Let's trade that. We're keeping the lockpick. Trade. And now we have quite a bit of money. Let's see. Yes, lockpick. We are getting all the lockpick. Okay. Okay. There's that. Now we can come over here and unlock this, which is mechanics. 0, you need 3 lockpicks. 1, you need 1, and 2, you need 0 lockpicks. Yes. And then potion of minor endurance. I honestly don't know if that's worth 3 lockpicks or not. The fallen tree doesn't budge. Sap oozes from the
Not
jagged
looking
wound in
forward
its
to
trunk.
trying to lift that thing tomorrow. Hello, horse. And hello, ingredient. Orlan's cradle. While I'm moving around, let's double speed it. Exploration is key in Pillars of Eternity. Yes, yes. Oh, Sparthel.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Look at that, he's gone. The next time we see him, he's dead.
Let's check
or
by those
dying.
outcroppings.
Hello, wolf. Yes, yes, combat, combat. Okay. You will do knock down on Wolf, and I will do flames of devotion to Wolf. Yes. Okay. And you scored a crit. Yep.
I'm on it. This is it. Just say the word.
Ooh, major frame drop there. You look like you've seen your share of action. What did you do before you came out here? As a war vet, as a blade for hire, I used to go on adventures and expedition. With paid, I was the constable, and that isn't your business. I was a blade for hire. Yeah, how did you happen to come here? I've never been much good at anything else, but I need to go where there's work that pays. I've got a lot of debt to someone you don't want to be in debt to. I have to pay it off somehow. Let's just say I don't have the most sparkling reputation at home. Here I'm anonymous. And that isn't your business, and I've never been much good at anything else, but I need to go where there's work that pays. You do what you can to survive. What else can someone be expected to do? Kaliska breathes in her surroundings. It's been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Radric's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You here to sell like the others a lot? Like the rest of the lot? It's a hard offer to pass up. No, I'm just passing through. I hadn't given it much thought. It's a hard offer to pass up. You won't find many offers like it in these parts, believe me. Got some big plans in store. I'm going to settle here and start a new life. I'm going to lay low for a while. Try not to draw too much attention to myself. Getting filthy rich. I have no idea what I'm going to do next, so let's go with that one. Completely spontaneous, huh? Interesting. Well, there's probably no hurry to make up your mind. They've got an inn at Glidville that'll put you in as long as you need, or so my sister tells me. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Odema will give me an earful. Let's be on our way. Why are you here? Kalisha sighs unevenly. Her eyes search the ground at her feet. My sister moved out here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried, but that's how she always is. This time, though, she asked me to come out, and that's got me a little worried. I haven't seen her in ages. Been doing guide work in Ixmitl, but I'll do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me, so I'm here and we'll see. Odema I've worked with before. He doesn't usually drive a route this way, but he's doing it for me. Tell me about yourself. I've got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Deerwood, but my parents ended up in the living lands. I've got a brother in Raratai and another in Adir. My sister in Gilded Vale. She's the only real homebody. What can you tell me about Deerwood? I'm not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Adir Empire. Broke off after a war some years back. Locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. I've been out of touch, but I've been hearing weird kinds of things about it lately. People having trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. Been going on for years now, but somehow it's getting worse. With an uneasy tremor in her voice, she adds, I'll have to ask my sister more about it. Alright, let's get back to camp. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfell's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like when he feels like it. We should check up on him first, slap him around a little. Stream's just down that way. Come on, let's get you your water. And as you receive quests, your journal will update with relevant information. If you ever get stuck, open it up.
Leave it to me.
Okay, I'm really sorry about this, but I'm going to have to do graphics quality lowest because, well, I just don't want you to suffer through frame drops as much. Of course, it seems like it will always be like that, but I'm here to sell you the wolf hide.
Something else you need?
Yeah, it says it's worth 5 if you right-click it, but it is instead worth 18 here, so that's a profit, I'd say. And is this? Yes, it is. Okay. Hello, deer. And deer's gone. Travelers, maybe, or looters, or bandits. Bad sign any way you figure it. And then we have more stuffs. Okay, I'm just making sure that lockpicks are automatically stacked up in the same place.
What a surprise. Sparfle went hunting. At least he left the water skins. Come on. This is
Use tab
recent.
D to highlight
Not good.
objects in the environment. Yeah. Okay, and then you can do this. The footprints around the campfire are indistinct and may have been here for days or longer. And beer. This beer, guys. Beer. Oh, use your effect damage reduction for 300 seconds. Oh, sweet. Damage reduction +1 for 5 minutes. Nice. And of course we will take that into the stash. And is there anything up this way? No, I don't believe there is. Okay. And then anything down this way? Yes, mushroom. Deer cap. Is an ingredient and has been added. Okay. And then comes an event. So you crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water while Kalisha waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. You have gained an item quest. Full water skin added to the stash. Out of the trees. I've fumbled that every single time. Out of the trees emerges Sparfel, one of the guides, barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there's a strangeness to his gait, his stride wobbly as he moves toward you with labored breath.
Sparfle? Are you alright?
Kalisha frowns. Sparfel's toe catches on a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag.
Ambush!
Well, we found Sparfel, and he is deadoed or dying. And you will go there, and you will go there.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Come on, on, we have to get back to camp.
And then we have stuffs like an agate. And, you know, iron armor and stuff. And then money, which, you know, is lowered value than the copper that we have, so.
I'm on it.
Okay, so that's gonna be an archboil, so you will be knocked down and you will go there and do that.
You better run!
Yay, okay. We will take that into the stash. We'll also take a lot of this into the stash.
Can do.
All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Kalisha puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe, with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognize as Heoden, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. Why have you done this? Lore 1. The ruin has not been sullied by our hands, men of Erglanvath, which is diplomatic, so that's a no. We have not trespassed, we merely wish to pass through. Honest. I don't know what they did, but I didn't have anything to do with it, which is cowardice and diplomatic. Murderers, you will pay for each life, passionate, or will try to kill us all either way. Why make it easy? Rational. The man gives a slight sideways nod of his head, perhaps acknowledging the astuteness of your response. Many things may happen. The only one you can be sure of is that if you hold your weapons, I will drain his blood upon the ground. So I say again, lay down your arms. Don't trust them. They mean to kill us all. We are innocent in this. Will you not listen to reason? Might only fools attack a weak enemy while a stronger one yet lives. Intellect, you can kill him, but you might as well be killing yourself. Resolve, go ahead, kill him now. Do it. Athletics 1. Rush the man before he can react. Lore 1. Judging by the string of animal teeth around your neck, I am guessing you are the worshippers of Galwain. If Galwain told you to stop protecting the ruins, would you? 8. Put down your weapons. Very well, let him go. 9. Stay armed. If I put down my weapons, we're all dead. I'm gonna do Athletics 1. And here's the thing, right? If you want me to stop reading out every response, just let me know in the comments and I'll stop. Athletics 2. Your surprising speed catches the man off guard. He hurls Heoden out of the way in hopes of buying himself time to defend your charge.
How can I help?
Death to her!
Glenfathan leader, your enemy lies supine upon the ground, unable to rise. His companions now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs in the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good, good, the gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it was rending you apart from within. Seated against a wagon wheel, amidst the howling maelstrom, slashed across the chest and bow, Odema's body stirs, and with a great effort, he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Aw, because last time I played, Heoden was sort of just moving, but he wasn't walking or running. He was literally just still and moving, straining against a gale that threatens to pull you off of your feet with every step. You set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With the last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Heoden trails behind you, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers, who had been feigning death, lunges for Heoden and topples him onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Heoden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. Despite the wind from your position, if you were to throw your weapon at the attacker, it'd have a good chance of hitting your mark. Throw your weapon at the attacker, or allow Heoden to break free of on his own. I will throw my weapon at the attacker. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Heoden loose. Lurching to his feet, Heoden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it, securing his other hand. You pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Heoden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There is a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Screen.
Was that?
A Biwak. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside.
And with that, I will most likely end episode 1.